Moon gang. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday, folks. Monday, August 16th, halfway through the month. Hello, hello, hello. What is going on? We are, hang on, I am way too zoomed in here. Way too zoomed in. We got to get the hair. We got to get the moon. We got to get the whole thing. We got to get the whole shebang there, folks. The whole shebang. Folks, it's another start to an awesome trading week. Let's hit the ground running. One thing that, before we get into the Ortex data and all those things, obviously today, I tweeted this out, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are expecting it. We will be doing the donation reveal, the St. Jude total. I have it. The money is already sent to them, but I want to kind of announce it live with all of you. I just think it'll be exciting because it's a donation charity drive that was only possible because of the Ape Nation, because of Moon Gang. So I kind of want to announce it live with all of you just so we all know where we're at on it. But before we get into that, we'll save that for when the market's already open and we're ripping higher and higher and higher. But I have that number right here. Very, very excited. But before we get into it, let's go over some of our numbers. Short interest, very high on AMC, 19.2%, very, very high. The shares on loan, it's been the highest we've seen in a while, 112.6 million. Utilization, 92%. In terms of GameStop, short interest is 10.41%, shares on loan, 6.75 million. Utilization, 42.33%. So with all that, the big thing here, and I'll show you the technicals, but overall, more so, I guess for GME and GameStop, it's been lower volume. I mean, right here, you can see that we're trading 2 million, 1 million, 1 million, not even a million, 1 point. We're around that million mark. When we had some of this insanity, though, we're trading 60 million, 30 million, 50 million, 150 million. Insane numbers. Right now, we're not seeing much crazy action just because the volume's so low. That's not necessarily good or bad. It's just it's not being actively traded. High volume does not relate to a price going up or down necessarily. It just relates to more excitement, the greater chance of something happening. So right now, I would love for this to get some volume back in it as we head to the end of this month. And then really in September, October, start picking up the excitement. Obviously, we want the price action to also trend upward. And obviously, that could also benefit AMC. Before we get into the technicals of AMC and GME, just so you know, on Friday, the market did hit a new all-time high. It's coming down a little bit, and I think there's a little bit of concern about what's going on in Afghanistan. It's interesting. So this is right now trending on Twitter. Taliban in control in Afghanistan after seizing presidential palace in Kabul. So this type of stuff, I'm not here to give any political commentary in these types of situations, but I do want to, I guess, at least highlight or showcase of how obviously large world events like this do have an impact on the stock market. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reasoning for being down $1.50 in pre-market. So with it, when you have big world events like that, it is worthwhile for you to stay a little bit up to date of what's going on and its potential impacts and those, because it does, obviously, world events such as that will obviously have an impact on the U.S. stock market. You could watch the oil market, the bond market, the gold market. A lot of those things are going to be somewhat tied to what's happening here. So it's worthwhile just to stay on top of world events. And I mean, honestly, it's just good to be more of an informed citizen anyway. In terms of crypto is still looking awesome. Bitcoin trading at 47,000, Ethereum trading at 3,200, Doge at 34 cents, and then Cardano at 215. Crypto definitely waking up. We kind of had a multi-month breather there for a second, but it's picking up beautifully right now. So I think this is worthwhile to watch for me. I'm in crypto. I've already explained this to many of you that I don't actively trade it. When there's a big decrease in price in some of my favorite crypto. I view that more as just, okay, I'll buy it, but it's a long-term hold for me. 1, 2, 3 decades down the road, I'll either be very right or very wrong, but I'm in no way actively trading it, not as of now, because I just don't really feel comfortable in my own knowledge of it. I'm learning every single day. But I definitely feel like I know much more about options and stocks and futures than I do at crypto at this moment in time. There's just a lot of technical difference between the individual coins. So I'm trying to expand my own knowledge. And honestly, I want to bring you on that journey with me. Like, I feel, like I said, much more comfortable with stocks, but I want to learn about crypto. And as I learn about it, I'm planning on posting those videos. Be like, okay, I just did a deep dive into Cardano. Here's what I learned. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me what else to go. Because I'm sure there's many of you watching right now that could probably teach me not just a little bit, but quite a bit about crypto. But overall, I'm long on crypto. The 4 you see on the screen right here, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Doge, I am long on all of those. I have some Algorand, I have some VeChain, those are probably the 2 main other ones. And the next 2 I'm planning on buying are, I also have Litecoin. But the next 2 I plan on buying are Matic, Polygon, and then also I want to pick up, I don't know. I guess I'm between Ripple and Solano, between my next 2 of like what I want to build out my crypto portfolio. But overall, if you're interested in crypto or if you want another brokerage, check out Voyager. It's in the description of the video. If you use the code MATT21, MATT21, you will get $25 worth of Bitcoin once you trade $100 of any crypto on it. So right there, you have like a 25% buffer built in. You buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, you get an extra 25% risk buffer built right in. All right, now let's get to kind of the bell of the ball right here. Let's see what's going on with AMC. Right here, we're looking nice. Is this the same 3370? Okay, so this is coming. I actually want to drop this chart right to the 2 hour. Okay, so we have been talking about 3350 for quite a while, and it's just this, we almost have a weird inverse head and shoulder, but not really. But whatever you want to call it, it's an important level, and the longer we remain above 3350, the better. So from here, I will be watching 35. We just have some resistance, support. So 35. If we open up above 3350, my first line in the sand today is 35 flat. And then after 35, more in the range of 37 for like a small intraday target. But still, the huge target, 38 right here, 30 will be important, rejection, but we're still watching 40 to 42, huge region of resistance. So as we come up to all these levels, I'll call them out. I just want you to know my first target right out of the gate this morning, hopefully there's some enthusiasm, will be right at 35. And then just so you know, the closest support right at the morning will be around 32. In terms of some fundamental stuff, I do want to talk about Free Guy. So this is the Ryan Reynolds movie that came out. It beat expectations on opening weekend. Disney's Free Guy tallied more than 28 million at the domestic box office during its opening weekend, higher than its 15 to 20 million forecast. So depending on what number you take there, that's a 40 to 50% beat, which is awesome. Right here, I thought it was funny that they said positive word of mouth. I think this is like a subtle nod to the Ape Nation community, but right there, Free Guy doing very well. And it's kind of funny, and I made a video on it yesterday of how there were some people who we now know are actively betting against AMC who were trying to point out how bad Free Guy was doing, even though it actually beat its expectations. There was that Twitter account, Diogenes, and then we also had Sorry Charlie from Fox. Both of them were trying to hop on about how the movie theaters were empty. And there's 2 ways to look at this. Very honestly, there's 2 ways to look at it. Number one theater, one movie, one showtime, that's not enough of a, I guess, data set to make any sort of extrapolation, hypothesis, theory. You can't. It's a single data point. It's useless. You can't use it. But even if for some reason we wanted to use that, Then people were looking into Diogenes, Charlie, and there was many people kind of pointing out how there were so many inaccuracies within the story. The date in the message, what was going on in that movie theater, for example, the ticket stub seemed a bit weird, not the right auditorium, the seat color, people who know more about Photoshop were pointing out like, hang on, this looks like to be highly doctored. There were a lot of inconsistencies. I'm not Sherlock Holmes. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't speak to like, oh, this is right, this is wrong. But what I can tell you is if in the world, the person who posted that knew that it was false information, and on top of that, we know that this, what is his name right here? So this guy, I don't want to play this video. Hang on. Oops. All right. I didn't mean to do that. He had a CNBC write-up. But anyway, what you need to know about Jim Chanos, he recently, last week, right around the earnings time, a week ago today, he went on CNBC and he said, yes, I am betting against AMC, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to this weekend, he gets into this Twitter drama where if he actively knew what he was posting was false, that is illegal. It's being referred to as being a stock basher. A stock basher is a person engaging in an illegal type of market manipulation to make the price of an asset fall. Stop me if you've heard this before, but if he knowingly put something out there, if he knew it was wrong and he knew that it could have a negative impact on a stock and he has a position that could benefit off of that, that is illegal. That is the definition of market manipulation. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I get allergic to all this bullshit going on. But anyway, if it comes to that, if someone looks into it, if a lawyer looks into it, if the SEC looks into it, and it finds out that this Twitter account, Diogenes, knowingly posted false information in an attempt to make a material profit off of it, that's illegal. That's being a stock basher. You can't do that. And right here, the actual evidence points to the opposite. Free Guy, it topped expectations. It wasn't somehow a theater where they were all empty and tickets weren't selling at all. That's actually not true. That is not the narrative. That's the narrative they're trying to push, but it's actually woefully inaccurate. So I just wanted to give you an update of what was going on with Free Guy, Ryan Reynolds. If you haven't seen it, it's I saw it, I enjoyed it, but I'm just a big movie fan. I'm in no way one of these, I guess, like hardcore critics. I'm one of these people who consumes every movie and is like, oh, cool, that was a cool movie. My bar for entertainment is incredibly low. So I just want to let you know what was going on with that, kind of like the hot drama over the weekend on Twitter. Check out Stock Bashing. I have more of a full-fledged video on what was going on with Twitter, the stock basher, and Jim Chanos. That's my update video from last night. There's a duck on that thumbnail, like there's a walking duck. I think it was called More AMC Manipulation or something. So if you want more of the nitty-gritty details, that's a weird one, nitty-gritty details on that particular thing, I recommend checking out that video. But that's kind of the setup for today. Overall, crypto looking good. Market might be a little bit weird. I want to see the reaction to what's going on in Afghanistan with the Taliban taking over the palace in Kabul. Kind of obviously an interesting global update as we have some news coming out. What is this? We're going to check these out. I saw some people talking about, and let me know, I guess we could see if there's some happenings with SESN. I know some people were talking about that. That wasn't really a shorted thing. The value, as soon as the FDA denied the bladder cancer treatment, I believe it was, that inherently means that the company has less value and people are going to be spending less for it. That doesn't necessarily mean it was shorted down. It means just the next buyer and the next seller went down at a much lower price. Tesla is down this morning because I do believe that it was announced that, hang on, they are officially looking into, there's like an investigation into the autopilot. Yeah, right here. Tesla shares sink after the National Highway what is this? Something authority announces formal investigation into autopilot for all models from 2014 to 2021. So that's why Tesla's down a little bit. What is the NHTSA, National Highway? Whenever I see this, I can't help but think of super troopers. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. But I always think of FARVA whenever I see this, and they're the ones that are currently looking into Tesla. Like, I know it's wrong, but I literally picture FARVA trying to talk to Elon Musk. I don't know if that's good or bad for the stock, but I 100%, that's how I view it in my mind. I think FARVA's calling up Elon. He's like, hey, we're looking into your vehicles. And then like Elon yelling back at him. I don't know. That's just how I view it. I'm not saying it's necessarily right or wrong, but I think that's what's going on with Tesla right now. And please, before we get into it today, a couple important things. Well, I guess all of this is kind of equally important. But first of all, you know I'm not a lawyer. You know I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence. Do not copy my trades. You need to have conviction in your own trades. And most importantly, out of all of that, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what market open's going to bring. I don't know what market close is going to bring. All I can do is give you my opinions. I might be right. I might be wrong. It might be somewhere in the middle. Beyond that, please understand that there are many, many fake accounts. Actually, this weekend, I saw some accounts and I thought this was disgusting. Some accounts were trying to mimic me and then ride off of this St. Jude thing to get people to give them more money. Please, 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 I beg of you, understand. If you look up Matt_Kohrs, Matt_Kohrs, that is me. If you check this out on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, I am Matt_Kohrs. I'm not Matt_Kohrs official LLC. There's no I. It's an O. It's not a 0. Just double check this. Matt_Kohrs. Be careful. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. This is me. I'm not verified on anything besides Rumble and YouTube. They both have verified me. I really don't see many bots going on in Rumble right now, so shout out to Rumble. In terms of YouTube, there are a horrific amount of bots. So with that, you're going to have to be careful, but I should have a check mark. If I'm responding to you at all, I'll have a check mark. And if it's on one of my videos, it's going to be differently colored on the back, kind of like a darker color. So on Rumble, on YouTube, I'll have a check mark if I'm ever talking to you. On everything else, just look for Matt_Kohrs. Just so you know, I'm not on any of WhatsApp, Telegram, asking you to don't send a Matt Kohrs account money like that. Just actually double check, and I just don't want anyone to get scammed, because I see it and I give these warnings. And the reason why I give the warnings like almost daily is because people are messaging me daily that they're pissed off at me. They're like, I sent you this money about an investment. What's going on? I was like, well, can you send me the account, like the screenshots? And they send it, and they were talking with like another Twitter account. I was like, that's not me. We're DMing on this account right now. I don't have like multiple Matt Kohrs accounts. So just be a little bit careful with that. Could you please do an Ortex update and support, including average time shares, utilization, and chart analysis? Thanks. Yeah, so get droned now. If you want to just rewind a little bit, we did that earlier today. And just so you know, I don't know if I went over the average age, but the average age right now for AMC is around 41 days for the shares on loan. Please understand, with the shares on loan, that's not going to be, it's highly correlated with the short interest, but they're not the same thing. You can take shares on unload without shorting and just returning, and that would have no impact on the price action. So highly correlated, but not the exact same. All Boogie, what's going on? March, Bloomberg released stats saying 22 billion shares of AMC have been traded this year alone, 50 times the float. Seem irregular. Also, how do Apes own over 80% of the float? Institutions now own 28. So no, trading 22 billion is not, in my mind, weird at all. It's actually representative of how insane this event is. I mean, this is a black swan event. It is a cultural wildfire that took the retail trading public by like storm. It makes sense to me that it's being traded a lot because there's been a lot of action, high volatility. That's how you get these giant price swings, is a lot of trading. So to me, is it irregular? Yeah, but is that like indicative of manipulation? No, to me, it's indicative of the excitement and the insanity of what this event truly is. 80% of the float, that's a metric, remember, that we know from early June. Right now, we have the update on institutions, but not on, I guess, retail, because the last retail update was from June 2nd, and then that's when Adam Aaron tweeted that out and also filed it with the SEC. That's where that 80% number comes from. We don't have like an up-to-date retail ownership, but apparently we do have an up-to-date institutional ownership, which appears to now be around 28, which I guess is suggestive of Apes, I guess, dropping to roughly 70%. But even with that, I'm saying it hesitantly because I want to look into it a bit more myself. But I just want you to know the 80% figure, we're now in mid-August. That's a number from early June. So that's 2.5 months old. Hey, Matt, could you do a quick tutorial on how to do withdrawal funds from crypto after selling? I saw Webull doesn't support it. I'm confused. You could always take money out. You just have to sell your position, let the funds settle, and then you could get out from there. Alexander, I don't know if I can make a full-fledged video because it would be more of like a 10 or 15-second video. But the way you sell a stock, you would sell the crypto, you would wait for the trade to actually settle, and then you could just take it out. But when I say the trade has to settle, that's important because if you sell crypto right now, that doesn't mean the funds are ready for you to withdraw. You're going to have to wait a couple days. And then after that waiting period, then you could transfer it back out to like your bank account. All right, hang on. Let me load this up. Make sure we are good over here and then double good over here. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, let's do this. All right, perfect. Shout out to everyone tuning in. Just so you know, for safety, redundancy sake, I am currently live streaming on both. We have it on both YouTube and we also have it on Rumble. So shout out to everyone in the community, whether you're on YouTube, Rumble, and I think it would actually be nice if I somehow figured it out to get it rocking with additionally on Twitch, but I need to look into that. But I am excited. So special shout out to Artisan Builds, a company that makes very high-end, fancy, very, very cool PCs. Mine will be being built this week, and then I'm assuming I'll be getting it next week or the week after. So at that level, I'll have the proper technology I need to really fire at all cylinders. But we also have a special shout out to Personas. So we got a new mic to try out, but more exciting than that, I mean, I'm very happy with this mic, but I'm excited to try this one out to see how it goes. But on top of that, I have a kind of a cool soundboard that I'll be able to use with it. And I'm interested in seeing if I can really get my own, I guess, like auto tune and do some fun voice stuff. But I'm excited, very, very excited. So what are we at? About 7 minutes to market open. So I think this is how it's going to go. We'll mess around. We'll do whatever. I'll answer some questions. And then from there at market open, obviously we'll see what's going on. And then about like 15, 20 minutes into the market day, we'll be going over the official St. Jude numbers, just so we're all up to date on that. And I am so incredibly excited to reveal how all of that has been going. Very, very excited. I was hit up by what I thought was Trey once the account started acting like a brokerage info. I wanted to, if I wanted to join private deal, I said, you're not Trey. I mean, yeah, it's going to happen. It's a game of numbers. A lot of you, I'm sure, are asking, like, well, who's possibly getting scammed like this? Well, their goal is to reach out to tens of thousands of people. And if they can scam 2 people, they're happy. For them, they're scam artists. That's what they do. On the Trey interview with Adam Aaron, retail held over 80%, but he said it in passing, so it's not exactly definitive. Once again, that number, they haven't done another share count. The most recent share recount was from early June. So that when you're hearing this 80% number, it's not the oldest data, but it's also not the newest. It's from June 2nd. Shout out to our boy, Not a Hedge Fund, for calling out Wall Street Cynic as being Jim Chanos a month before it was cool. This community is the best. Shout out Tony. Shout out to Not a Hedge Fund. Shout out to Ryan as well. I mean, there was an amazing amount of DD, and I try to make that clear in my video. Like, I wasn't trying to steal anyone else's. Like, I tried to shout out the accounts that like were looking into it. But amazing, amazing effort from the community for sure. For sure. Shout out to Dave's Unbranded. What's going on? Shout out. I am excited. I am very, very excited. What is going on over here? Why can't I see chat? Where is chat, 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 chat? All right, there we go. There we go. Kelly Ripa never sneezes. I agree. She doesn't. That's what professionalism is. AMC 34 pushing, man, strong. All right. So really first little target, which I mean, we could hit this in the like first minute opening, is just 34.50 right here, the high from Friday. Let's see if we just explode from that at the opening. Tesla, watch that. The Farva is looking into their vehicles. IWM, here, let me drop it to the minute. Just for, I guess, disclosure sake, I am long on AMC. I am long on GME. I am short against Robinhood. I'm long on puts. I haven't literally shorted it, but I have a net short position. And then for IWM, I don't believe I have a direct investment, but I'm watching it because we've noticed that it has a lot of headwinds and tailwinds related to AMC. It seems like there's some important things to watch there. But for market open, let's see how the S&P 500 opens up. I'm interested to see how the market is going to be pricing in what's currently going on in Afghanistan. I want to know if it's going to impact the market at all, if it's going to end up being bullish, bearish, something like that. Someone said only audio on Rumble. I think you just need to reload the page because I'm seeing the Rumble one work right now without a problem. So just a quick refresh of the page should get you what you need. A quick refresh. Oh, potentially an important update. I just always get excited about haircut day, but today it is a haircut day for me, so I'm very, very excited about that. So tomorrow you might be like, whoa, who is this completely new human being on my stream? And it's not. It's going to be me. I might look completely different, but it's just going to be good old Mateo with a different haircut. Any thoughts on the GME tweet about being in the end game? Pretty excited tweet, but holding my AMC and GME no matter how long it takes. Stay amazing. So with it, I like GameStop's, I guess, like whoever controls their Twitter, because like it is more cryptic and fun, and they kind of engage with the community in that style, which I like. So I don't want to give too much, like, I guess I don't see in any way how it could be bad. So neutral to positive for us. So that's how I would interpret it. All right, heads up, watch Sano's 5 patent infringement by Google, also an acquisition of another company. Shout out the devil you know. I'm in the air today, so if you guys squeeze without me, take my sacrificial calls that I can't close. Good luck today. Sprt is up 7% in pre-market. Shorts piled on. No covering on Friday. Udl up again. Volume traded 3x float on Friday. Watch that ticker closely. All right, what is SPRT getting up to? SPRT. I do have some calls on SPRT. I'm looking for this thing to, I think I want to see like 1180, 1185 was kind of a technical target of mine. For Robinhood, I'm looking for a breakdown of $49. I at first thought it would be the key psychological level at 50, but it's based for some weird reason right at around 49. And I honestly thought Robinhood was going down on Friday, but then Charlie there from Fox pumped it. I still cannot, like, I hate to admit it, but he was living rent free in my head over the weekend. The audacity of that guy, he doubled down on it. He's like, no, it was breaking news. No one else talked about it. I was like, dude, have you seen the myriad of YouTube videos that related to that rule and like talking about to 4617? And he was acting like it was breaking news. Dude, it happened back on July 22nd. And he's acting as him talking about something on August 13th is somehow breaking news. He's calling it a scoop with all these sources. The dude who has like faked being a Pulitzer nomination, like doesn't know the definition of journalistic integrity whatsoever. He makes things up on the fly and he like very, very much ended up pumping Robinhood on Friday afternoon. You can look at his exact tweet. You can look at right when Robinhood started running, it went up. And the reason it's coming down now is because people realized it was just Charlie pumping it. There was no validity to what he was actually saying out there, which is exactly why Robinhood came back down. I guess I realized what was going on in real time, and I got amped up and I wanted to rip him apart. But if I was really thinking about it, I would have ripped him apart and also increased my bet against Robinhood because it was a pump and dump. Ding, ding, ding. The market's open for the day. The market's open for the week. Let's do this thing, folks. I'm excited. I'm excited. Hopefully we get some more GME volume. Hopefully Robinhood continues its trip down. I want SPRT to show some strength. And let's see what AMC is up to. AMC 33.50. It is a level. I mean, an important level right here. Just hit 33.49. So let's check this out. 33.48. I would like to see a nice just bounce there. People doing some buy orders. What do we have going on the New York Stock Exchange? All right. Not a huge bid, not a huge ask. Let's see how this all ends up playing out. Matt, if you're going to get a haircut, you might as well get them all cut. That's a very good point. Will my margin requirement increase when we squeeze? I don't want any shares on margin. It takes 6 days to transfer my account to cash. So with that, there's no definitive rule because each broker can make up its own rules of what it thinks it's the appropriate margin is. So Jen, I'm not really too sure with that. But if you want to switch to a cash account, I think if you start that process now, and obviously there's going to be some risk to it. I can't guarantee anything. But if you were to start that today, I think you're going to be good because the amount of shares that are on loan, it's actually impossible for them to all cover within 1 day. It really is. We just aren't trading enough volume that really accounts for all the shares that are on loan. So if you want to start that process, I personally think you're good to get that kick started today. I really do. I got Charles to call me dummy this morning. I thought about stooping to his level, but I'm 6'9" and don't want to feel like breaking my back. Brody, that's hilarious. Hey, Matt, don't be so short on your hair. Go long and let your hippie flag fly. I guess I could do more of the winter thing, like start getting, what's it? Just really grow it out? I don't know. So many options. It's just still hot. I'm in Philly, and there was basically a heat wave this past week, and it's just my hair is too long, and I keep messing with it. I want to still go short. Maybe after this, though, as we get into September, October, November, when it gets a bit colder, maybe I'll grow it out, see how it goes. Working from home for 2 weeks, and wow, it's way better watching you on a computer versus watching mobile like I've been. Here's to a good week. Shout out MLev. Shout out. AMC currently at 33, GME at 160, Robinhood at 49.70, and then SPRT at 840. What are our indexes doing? Let's do IWM and let's do SPY. So IWM getting hit, SPY getting hit. Looks like there is some blood in the water right now, but once again, for me, and I'm not saying this is a necessary rule for everyone, it's just what's benefited my own trading. I very much like to wait those first 15, 20, 30 minutes and see how things are shaking out, especially on a Monday when the market's just getting going. Quick side point here. True Demon, if you're still listening, obviously, safe travels, my man. Lot of red in the market right now. AMD at 111. I did go long on AMD on Friday. We saw that breakout of 110, so I made that announcement. Matt, you should rock the mullet. I could grow out a mullet and then just get those like reflective, colorful sunglasses. That could bring the stream to the next level. I think that's a very good suggestion. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. All right, where are we at? AMC bouncing off of 33. Let's see a recapture of 33.50. Hopefully this is it with IWM getting hit. Oh, what was the other one on Friday? Wish. Yeah, Context Logic was one that got hit. And we were talking about some people doing a dip buy. Wait, what level? Because this one missed on earnings and it dropped by like quite a bit. This was it, right? The one that was down like 20%. Yeah. I mean, it was around 10 and then it plummeted to 650. I was curious if it missed on earnings and it also lowered its guidance for the futures quarter, like the upcoming quarter. But I was wondering if people just thought it was a bit of an overreaction. They're like, yeah, like, okay, we know that they missed. We know that they lowered guidance. But I'm just curious if people are like a bit of a overreaction, like, and maybe they run it up like halfway, maybe from 7, we were at 10. So maybe we could see 859, something like that. It did seem like people had a bit of a panicked reaction to that earnings. So I'm curious if we're going to bounce from there. If you had a mullet and shades, you would be Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, no, maybe I shouldn't do it for that because it's just too close to him, and I have nothing but the utmost respect. I actually, in my personal opinion, I think he's one of the best streamers in the game right now. He's definitely one of my top 3, and I'm just talking streaming at large. He's an OG. He's very transformative. He's such a character. I personally think he's a good guy. I have nothing but pure respect for Dr. Disrespect and what he does. I wish one day I wish I could get to like half of what I perceive his skill set to be. I think he has a lot of natural talent, and I think it comes through very, very well, and I think he's a good guy. Honestly, I would say the same, and it's weird because I know I'm talking about video game streamers, but just as like a business, a character, I learn a lot from these people of like the best way to carry yourself, the best way to interact with the audience. Another one I would put up there that I just have nothing but respect for because I think they're a complete raw talent and game changer within the like community of just streaming is Ludwig. He's another video game streamer. And when I'm talking about Dr. Disrespect, Ludwig, just so everyone knows, these people are like exponentially larger than I am. It's not like we're even in the same arena. Well, first of all, those two both do it more with gaming. But even I'm just saying in their pure size, like I wish one day to be in their league, but they both of them just have such a crazy amount of raw talent, just like off the cuff raw talent. And I respect both of them. No, Dr. Disrespect, the nice version. Off exchange YouTube like button. Shout out. I love that. That is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. All right. So around 9:45 in about what? I don't know, 8 minutes, something like that. People are talking about Tim the Tatman. Absolutely love Tim the Tatman. And I don't know if anyone said him, but Nick Merckx as well. It's kind of funny. I'm talking about my favorite streamers, and right there, I named 4 of my favorites, and they're all gamers. Dr. Disrespect, Ludwig, Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx. I'll have to like really figure out a number 5 for my list, but those guys would all be in my top 5. They're like, I just learned more from like the business model. Like there's so much to learn like when you're on this side of it, and I've learned an exponential amount from all 4 of them. Matt is Dr. Disrespect. I'm pretty sure Dr. Disrespect might be like a full foot taller than me. How tall is that guy? What is interesting is he's the back-to-back blockbuster video game champ, and I'm the back-to-back YouTube harmful and dangerous champ. So we have a lot of overlap there with being the back-to-back champ. And you know who else is the double champ? Conor McGregor. So it's just 3 guys who are all the champ. FLGC borrow fee is 125%, and it's up like 1,000. Let me see that FLGC. I'll pull up the Ortex numbers really quick. For my listeners, AMC is at 33, GME is at 161. IWM looks like it's trying to base. Wish trying to hold on to $7. What is the SPY doing? SPY is looking very similar to IWM. I think there's some hesitation once again of what's going on in Kabul right now. What else do we have? Hood getting hit. Whoa. Hood might be going down today. Maybe. Let's see. 47.50. 47.50. If Hood breaks through 47.50, I would then be watching 45.75. Let me repeat that one more time. Hood is currently trading at 48.40. If it does not adhere to the support at 47.50, if it breaks through that and violates that support, my next stop would be 45.75. Like I said, I am bearish on it. I'm betting against Hood. I personally want it to go down because I don't see how a company who treats its customers like crap, and then on top of that, their main income, and this is probably more impactful on the stock's value, is its income, payment for order flow. If there's more, I guess, developments and murmurs about that being banned in the US, that's 60% of its income, its revenue from last quarter. If we get rid of that, if that's outlawed, yeah, the stock's going down. It's 60, I think it was exactly 63% of the company's revenue from last quarter. If that goes away, you're going to see a huge plummet in Robinhood. And I was thinking about this, and some people I was trying to think of a good methodology, and I was talking with Mike about this on True Trading Group last night so people, and the common thing about Robinhood is like, hang on, you have to give it some respect because it democratized democratized finance, and it got a lot of retail in. So at first I respected it for that. But also, as many things in this world go, yes, did payment for order flow lead to the advent of free trading, which brought a lot of retail traders in? Yes, that is true. That is verifiable. I agree with that. But I would recommend thinking about it this way. Did the Wright brothers stop at their first airplane and they're like, you know what? We did it. We're good. No, you iterate past that. You can always improve upon things. Do I respect it originally? Yes, it's what led to the first age of free trading. But from there, we found out that other players, such as Fidelity, such as Public, have figured out methodologies in which they don't have to do payment for order flow and can still offer free trading. So this is how I'm connecting it to the Wright brothers. It's like, okay, yeah, they made the first plane, but you don't just stop there and say, oh, okay, we're done. Like, how could we ever? Why would we make the Boeing 737? We already have an airplane. Why are you hating on the original airplane? Why would you hate on the original automobile, the Tin Lizzie? Like, we have it, we're good. No, you improve upon it. You can make the system even better and even better and even better. You don't just look at something the original and be like, nope, that's the original. We don't need to improve it anymore. That's what I'm talking about. We have this system of free trading for retail. And I like it, but I personally believe, and many other people believe, that there's superior business models that still allow for free trading, but we necessarily don't have to have the poisonous nature of payment for order flow. All right, hang on. We did these. Matt with a mullet and shades. I think it would look like Joe Exotic. Get him a pet tiger. I'd like that. How does lowering your cost average affect you in terms of unrealized losses? What are the pros and cons? So think about it in a base case of, let's say that you own 10 shares of something at $10. So you have a $100 investment, and if it goes up $1, you make $10. If it goes down $1, you lose $10 because every single dollar it moves since you own 10 shares. So let's say the stock drops to 5 and you buy another 10. So now you have 20 shares at an average cost of $7.50. So anything above $7.50, you'll be in the green. Anything below $7.50, you'll be in the red, but its movement will be of a higher magnitude. Now for every dollar movement, instead of being a swing of $10, it's now a swing of $20 because you own 20 shares instead of 10 shares. And your break even, instead of being $10, is now $7.50. So even though you lowered your cost average, you've increased your risk to reward because with every dollar movement, it's a $20 swing instead of a $10 swing. And obviously, if you bought it at 10, anything above or if you bought your second buy at $5, anything above 5, it's going to be overall better relative to your original position of when you invested at 10. But if it goes below 5, not only is that worse, but it's extra worse because you have more shares losing money. So the pros and cons of it are: the pro, it lowers your average, and it can be a con, but it could also be a pro of depending on the trend of the stock. If it trends in your favor, you're better because you own more shares. If it trends against you, that's worse because you have more exposure and you'll lose even more money. So the size of it, you've just increased your risk to reward, basically. Hey, Matt, not financial advice. I have a long position TBLT for about 6 weeks. They reported miss on earnings per share, but exceeded sales expectations. Thoughts? I mean, Mikey, it's not really my thoughts. It's how is the market reacting to it. So you're saying that they missed on earnings, but beat on sales. It's down 10%. So that's not good. So the market doesn't like this really at all. Tough built industries, clearly a gap down. I mean, I don't know what your risk is. For me, if you're in it at this point, I would probably be risking 57.50 as long as it acknowledges the support from July 19th. I would be okay with holding it myself, but I don't know your risk to reward. That's how I would view the situation. But if you're in it, I mean, you're paying attention to its earnings and all of that. So it sounds like you might be more interested in the long-term nature of it. So if you're in the long-term nature of it, well, like one earnings isn't going to make or break you. But at this point, that's my personal risk point if I were in it, but I do not have a TBLT position. Thank you for actually pronouncing Diogenes correctly. No problem. All right. What else do we have? Hey, Matt, AMC, they have returned 6 million shares. How come it's still down? They have returned 6 million. I don't know. I haven't seen the 6 million. I see a return of 110,000, a borrow of 71, and a net return of 38. So I can't really comment on the 6 million because I don't know where you're getting, I guess, that data point from. All right. I want to here. Let's go to the 3 minute, the 3 minute, the 3 minute, the 3 minute. Okay. So let's get some extra, I guess, karma in a certain sense. So AMC is looking good right now. And folks, it is time for the St. Jude reveal. And I don't know. I think it almost understates it, but I think this is probably one of the most proud announcements I've ever made on this channel. And I want everyone listening right now, or everyone who's going to be watching this video, to understand that this is because of all of us. Right now, no matter what's going on, you should hold your head just a little bit higher today because of what the Moon Gang, aka Ape Nation, was able to pull off for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So for those of you who missed the story, what happened was on Tuesday, it just kind of got to be a trolling joke with the Super Chat Matt, and then I switched my name because people were sending in money and they were mad about Super Chats. And then I was like, yeah, I could be petty, so I switched my Twitter name, and then I said, I'll take it the next level. I'm going to go back and look at all the Super Chats of people who were talking about Super Chats in a negative light, and I'm going to hire a graphic designer and sell Super Chat Matt shirts. Well, when I said that, the amount of DMs I got of people who were actually going to buy the shirt before it was even live, it was immense. And then from there, this was last Tuesday, I realized I can go even bigger. With me, when you're on this side of it, it's like, let's leverage it up. And it was so big, and I didn't want it to be like, oh, just money that was coming in to me. So I was searching around on Tuesday, and I was like, do you know what would be amazing? And also at that point in the week, I also started realizing some psychology things of, there are many people in this community who, I get it, like, you almost project your own life, but I need you to understand that, yes, it's important. Obviously, we're all happy when our P&L is green, but understand that if the biggest problem in your life is your P&L being green or red, you're doing infinitely well compared to so many people out there. Like, very seriously. And right here, this is just one of those examples where families impacted who have to use the St. Jude as a service, they wish their biggest problem was what's going on with a certain stock investment. So with it, I think sometimes you have to do these types of things it's humbling. You have to keep yourself a bit grounded and realize that sometimes when things are going bad, it's very much relative to your own life and to other people's lives. They would be so happy to be in your situation. So I think with things like this, when we end up talking about money and life and what's going on in this community, sometimes I think it's very healthy to take a step back and realize really what's going on in your own life and how, for a lot of us, compared to other people, it's so much better. So on Wednesday, I started with the drive and we started selling shirts. And like I said, 100% of the profits are going to St. Jude. Just so everyone knows, the donation's already made. This is a done deal. So I want you guys to know where that total is at. So from Wednesday until Sunday, we sold the Super Chat Matt shirts, and the profits for that was $5,655.56. But hang on. Yesterday, I was doing a stream with True Trading Group. They heard about what we were doing. They were super excited, more than happy to support the cause. And they announced on the stream yesterday, special shout out to Adam and Mike of the True Trading Group. They said, whatever it is, we're going to double it. As in they matched it. So they doubled it up. So that brings the running total to, if I did my math right, $11,311 and a little bit of change. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. That's so cool, but I think there's a little bit more that we could possibly do. So what I did was I looked at the Super Chats Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I scratched my head and I was like, let's pepper those in. Let's see where the number gets to. And if you pepper those in after like YouTube takes their cut and everything, it got to 13,855. And I was like, that's good, but not really where I wanted to be at. So then I thought, well, what if I match it? So now we have the three groups of $5,655 from the shirts, from True Trading Group, and then from my own personal match. And I was like, okay, that's getting somewhere because that brings you up to 16,967. I was like, I like it, but Matt, why don't you match it and then also add in those super chats? And I was like, okay, so that number comes to 19,511. And then I figured, I sat there and I was like, you know what? At that point, you might as well just round up a little bit more. We all like those straight numbers. So I am so happy to announce that our Moon Gang community has officially sent, it's already a done deal, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital from the Moon Gang has received $20,000 flat. I just wanted to give you the breakdown, but in total, $20,000. They already got it early this morning from the Moon Gang, has received $20K, St. Jude. I feel like it's the least we could do, but I'm super happy. Like I said, I think honestly in my career, everything on YouTube of what's going on, this is probably like one of the most exciting things I could say. Like right here, we're making an actual change for these children, these family, but right there, that's the number. I just want everyone to know, and I'm so proud of all of you. And like I said a little bit earlier, plenty of reason to hold your head like a little bit higher today, because I truly believe this is an amazing organization, charity, donation drive, whatever you want to call it. It's an amazing effort. So for all of you, I think you should applaud yourselves because this was absolutely phenomenal. But I just wanted to give you that full update of everything related to Moon Gang and St. Jude. But I'm positive this will be all going to an amazing use. Now back to the stocks, back to the action. Marvel, Shang-Chi went on sale. AMC, here I come. What's the setup for Turnaround Tuesday? Great question. So for Turnaround Tuesday, that is when The market sells off on a Monday, and really any red Monday, there is some sort of statistical advantage to the bounce back on a Tuesday, but there's more of an advantage if Monday drops by more than 1%. So if it's down by more than 1%, the odds really increase for turnaround Tuesday, as in Tuesday being green. So that's why I call it turnaround Tuesday, but you're looking for the S&P 500 to drop by more than 1% to have more of a statistical backing. And right now, the S&P 500 is down by 0.6%. So it's a possibility for sure. AMC right now is at 32.80. It's holding, but right now, I mean, there's a lot, folks. Look at all this red. The market is just being hit right now. So in a certain way, I'm like just hedging it with Robinhood being annihilated. So definitely hedging my overall portfolio by making some extra tendies on my Robinhood puts. Way to go, Matt. And Hood is down. This is why we love you. Thanks for you doing. Hey, no, I mean, folks, like, I mean, I guess I was the one like that. I'm just saying it, but this is all of us. Like, this is what our community did. This is not what Matt Kohrs did. And like, yeah, I talked about it. Jude Trading Group, they gave a huge push to it. So special shout out to them. But it's the community that made this possible. This is all of us. This is not just a single person's thing. Our community came together, and in a very, like, I mean, it was a crazy idea on Tuesday afternoon. Like, through the stream, I was like, what can I do? And it was an idea thrown together at the last second. Wednesday to Sunday, we raised $20,000. That's the power of this community. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And truly, Apes together strong. We came up with it. It was super fast. It came out of nowhere, and we raised $20,000 for it. It's amazing stuff. AJ, 20K, Matt Kohrs, I love you, but in a bro type of way. Shout out to St. Jude, my favorite charity as well. This reminds me of when GME banded together and donated to the Gorilla Sanctuary. Apes together strong. Apes climb and move mountains together. We certainly do. As a dad of a 1.5-year-old with another on the way, this is amazing. Super chat, Matt. Apes donating bananas. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, so when the numbers were coming in last night and then I saw everything this morning, I was just like gliding around my apartment. I was like, I don't know. I honestly think this is probably the coolest thing I've done, not only in my YouTube career, but in my entire professional career. Like I don't know. I don't know if I could properly like articulate it. But I'm just so happy. I'm just so, I guess, gleeful, joyous. I'm so proud of our community coming together. This is by far, in my entire professional career, this right here, this announcement is the coolest thing I've done. I'm so happy that I've been able to like just share it with you. Like it's been bottled up. Bottled up. Made 1,700% on AMD calls from Friday, picking up 114 ODTE calls, 108 last Friday. Let's see SPY break below 443 for another 1,000%. Just remember, it's going straight into GME because the gains to be realized after the squeeze on the way down after the shorts close will be far greater. Big Bob. Love this so much. I let my cousin know the donation total and to look out for it. Nice work. So stoked. Yeah. So Marcy, it's already in. I submitted it. St. Jude. I don't know the processing of it, but I submitted it around like 8 a.m. this morning. So about 2 hours ago. So I don't know anything about the back end, but I mean, it's there. It's going. I demand a banana coin. Let's make it happen. Shout out Wireless Hospital. I appreciate it. Shout out. Oh, I actually should probably tweet this out about the donation just so everyone else knows. I just wanted to tell everyone tuning in first. Beyond proud to proud to announce beyond proud to announce that Ape Nation has raised 20,000 for. Beyond proud to announce that Ape Nation has raised 20,000 for the amazing hold your head Beyond proud to announce that Ape Nation has raised 20,000 for the amazing St. Jude organization. Hold your head high today. Hold your head high today. Apes. Moon Gang. Apes. Together. Strong. All right. Beyond proud to announce that Ape Nation has raised $20,000 for the amazing St. Jude organization. Hold your head high today, Apes. Moon Gang, Apes Together Strong. There we go. It is out. I just wanted to make the announcement with all of you first, but we're out there. Amazing, amazing stuff. Super happy. And now, I mean, it's always I guess a bit of a learning experience on my set of it, on my side, of the things to do, the things not to do, of just like functionally how some of this happens in the back end. And I'm so like I said, this was an idea that just kind of came together at the last second for the next one that we do at some point in the future. Now that I know a little bit more about it and I have like these other ideas, I mean, I think our next ones are going to be multiple magnitude bigger than this one. Like I'm already thinking of ideas of like when I saw how things were playing out, and it's all a learning process, obviously, but the next one, I'm going to leverage it even bigger. It will be exponentially bigger, and this was amazing. And the next one, I think we'll just keep upping the ante bigger and bigger and bigger each time around. That's without all the direct donations. Yes. So that is specifically the money that was sent in from like me after collecting it. Many people did personal donations. So it should really be 20,000 plus because there are many apes out there, and I got screenshots of it, and I'm going to end up making a collage. Some people did $5, $10, $50, $100 donations themselves. So really, I should put an asterisk on it, 20,000 plus, because there's probably people who didn't send me a screenshot of what they personally donated. So here I'm always talking about a conservative floor value. The conservative floor value for the donation to St. Jude Children's Hospital was 20,000. It's 20,000 plus. Thoughts on SPRT? I like SPRT. This is very much, I'm long on it. I have September call options. So not this month, but not the August monthlies, but the September monthlies for $9. And I'm feeling good about it. I think there's a chance that this thing gets up to the higher 11s. Obviously there's risk. I mean, I could be horrifically wrong. This is much more of a play from my Discord. This is True Demons play. And so like anything I'm reiterating is really his DD. It's not my own original DD. But there's the makings there for potentially a sizable move. So I like it. And the biggest thing, remember with options, is make sure you give yourself enough time. So I'm trying to give myself enough time. And that's why I did the September monthlies, and I'm pretty happy with it. What do we have here? Fails to deliver is out for the second half of July. There's only significant increase in release. AMC ended the first half of July with 63 and the second half with 160. On average, seeing higher FTDs. Remember, that's good. Shout out. It looks like this account is franchise 10 Wormfall Gym. With that, naked shorts are a flavor, a type of an FTD, but it's not exclusively all of it. Like every naked short is an FTD, but not all FTDs are naked short. There are various other types of FTDs, but regardless, there really shouldn't be any. Like if things are working properly the way they should, you shouldn't have any FTD. You don't want a fail to deliver. So no matter what type it is, we shouldn't be seeing any of them. Shout out, trades. Local children's hospital was amazing. Great donation. Apes together strong. Yeah, I can't even begin to empathize with things like that. But I'm happy we could, without necessarily being able to put ourselves in those shoes, be able to say, okay, hang on, we can still like help with it. Because it sounds like, as a parent, which I am not, that sounds like some of the most horrific things you could possibly imagine. I think it's beyond the definition of a nightmare. So I'm happy that we could alleviate 0.001% of that burden. All right, cool. SPRT is coming back. Robinhood is right at that support I was telling you about, 47.50. It quickly shot under it, this wick, but then popped up above it. So right now it is acting as support, but I'm watching for this second test to see if it's going to be a double bottom or if it's going to actually be a breakdown. But SPRT coming back. One of the few green things on my watch list today is SPRT. Would love for it to get above 9 and then 10 and then 11. But this thing has been a bit whippy lately. SPRT, there's two? Nope, there's just one. There's this other one on the Canadian market, but we're talking about the one on the NASDAQ. I don't trade on the Canadian market. So let's look at the fails to deliver that came out. This was the first half of July, or are we looking at the second half of July? Second half of July is what we're about to dive into. All right, so graphically, here is what the fails to deliver look like. Where is it? Failure to deliver, FTD. All right, so we have the information up to July 30th. The biggest spike was 578,000. Just so you know, you don't go through and add these numbers up. It's not like you look at the closing price of a stock every day and add that up. It's like just the current running total value. That's how you need to perceive FTDs. So right here, the most up-to-date number we have is 160,000. This is a fall off from the craziness we saw at the end of June, where we saw millions and millions and millions. This action of whatever was going on in June, this is not right. This should not happen. This is very, very bad. This only can mean negative things for a stock market structure. This does not happen normally. And even this, like, these numbers aren't good. We shouldn't be seeing these, but I guess relative, it is a vast drop off from the numbers we see right now at the end of July to what we were seeing at the end of June. Millions and millions, 3 to 4 million on average from June 18th all the way up to July 2nd. And now we're at 160,000, with the average probably being, I don't know, maybe around 100,000 or something for the first half of July. But these yellow spikes, that's the running total for that particular day. And the most up to date was 160,233, just so you know. But man, this June thing, this is craziness. Huge, and not good. Like, it's not good that we're seeing that at all. It's only indicative of something negative for our system. GME at 159, SPRT trying to make a comeback right here. So we'll pay attention to that. How is the market looking? Actually, I want to leave this up. What's the volume on GME? 189,000, very, very low. How's IWM looking? IWM trying to bounce. This might bode well for AMC. If we get this breakout of 218.50, like the intraday resistance right here, we might get a nice pop upward, and then I wouldn't be that surprised if AMC kind of follows suit with it. Can you give your thoughts on LFST? LFST. What is this? LifeStance Health Group. So I have no clue what this is doing, But I mean, we had an earnings gap down and it's starting to come up. So if you're in it now, you could watch 16. And on top of 16, you could then be watching a gap fill at 21. Or if you want, you could play halfway through, which would be, I don't know, roughly around 19, something like that. But it might be a gap fill play. So there is an interesting swing opportunity. You could watch 1970, the low of its opening day. But I'm not the biggest fan of playing the health insurance, biopharma, biotech. Those are just not where my expertise at. And as we saw with SESN yesterday, it's a lot of it is binary. Are things approved by the FDA, not approved by the FDA? It's just there's a lot, in my opinion, a lot more luck in that particular sector of stocks. So I tend to avoid it. If I'm going to play health insurance, I like UNH. And I like UNH. It's United Health. It's the biggest Goliath of health insurance you could possibly imagine. They have a pretty solid dividend. I've been in it for a bit. When did I get into it? Where is it? Hang on. Let me tell you when I got into UNH. So this is in my retirement account. So I do have some exposure to the health insurance industry, but my own methodology with it was like, oh, okay, I'll just pick the biggest, not really necessarily the best, but I was like, oh, I'll just pick the biggest one and see how that goes. And of course, I can't log into this account. That's probably not good. Try again, try again, try again. What is my password? Who knows? Well, this can't be good. I just wanted to tell you my average, but I've been in it for a while. My idea was, okay, if you want some exposure, it can't be that bad of an idea to pick the biggest one. And then from there, they also have a pretty solid dividend that I was happy with. So I've been in it for a while and I have no plans on selling it. Like I actually don't even check it that often, but I would love this breakout of 425. We're seeing kind of a wedge structure, higher lows, same high. I'd be bullish on it right now. And even if you wanted, it's at 409. You could keep your risk very close between 400 and 404. So the risk reward setup on this is pretty solid. But just so you know, health insurance, you're not going to get some crazy big movements ever. Like you're not going to be like, oh man, this just exploded by like 20%. No, I mean, we're talking about insanely large company, market cap of 385 billion. It's just it's a slow grind. And that's really why I don't pay attention to it. I'm just happy to sit back and collect my dividends. And it's pretty much that simple. How's Tesla doing now that Farva is looking into them? Ooh, Farva is kind of destroying Tesla right now. Farva. Taking a baseball bat to Tesla's stock price. Does seem to be a bit of an overreaction. So today, tomorrow, the next day, I think we'll see some sort of bottom. People will buy the bottom and it'll come back. If you're not already betting against Tesla on the news, you're already a little late to the party. You're chasing by already $33. So with it, the play is to sit back, wait to see where a bottom's put in and try to play the upswing on that. I wouldn't chase. Chasing a stock up or chasing a stock down generally is going to lead to like an overall net loss. Once in a while, you're going to make some money. Yeah, of course. But generally, you're going to lose some money if you keep doing it time and time again. CHPT is a good long term, but it's down a bit. CHPT. I am a big fan of the EV play. So you do have support coming up at 22, and then from there 19. 19 is an amazing support. It's definitely an amazing support. So if you're feeling aggressive and really like it, you could check it out at 22, or you could go 1950, or maybe even another way to do it is a call credit spread. You could sell the 26 and buy the 28 or the 29. Actually, you could go like a month out, sell the 27, buy the 29, and kind of play it off of that and make some money on premium. So a call credit spread, that's another opportunity on CHPT, Brambles. I know you're a little bit more familiar with stocks, which is why I just want to give you that as a suggestion in the meantime. All right, cool. I think we're up to date. Let's stand up. Let's stand up for AMC. Banana Brian. All right, we're standing up. We're working on that six-pack, folks. We're working. Man, overall, what a good day. AMC bouncing right now. Ape Nation, Moon Gang donating 20K to St. Jude, and like the little bit of sprinkle on the top, finally getting a haircut. It's a good day. It's a good day. A beautiful day in Ape Nation. All right, IWM coming back around, and we're seeing AMC coming back around. GME is right here. Low volume on GME. It's really not moving. It's at 160 right now. 160.42. 160.42. All right, what else do we have here? Can you check out AUPH? AUPH on Ortex. Yes, I will let you know the AUPH. AUPH, the short interest is 14.36% on AUPH. I have no AUPH position. Why has my 30 AMC stayed in the 30s? I don't get it. Because that's where supply and demand has equaled out. That's whenever you get to any price, that's what equilibrium is between supply and demand. On its most inherent level, that's what a stock is all about. The equilibrium of supply and demand, and where that equilibrium is, that's the price that you're trading at. This is the real price. Yeah, we could obviously sit here and point out ways that the supply is manipulated and it's overfish or artificially overbloated, I would say is the best point to put that. So if you're keeping demand at its natural level and then supply is being bloated, that pushes the price down. But still, a stock moves on the inherent axiom of supply and demand. This is what the market's pricing it at. People are willing right now to buy and sell it at 33.30. That's where the buyers are agreeing. That's where the sellers are agreeing. And that's what then we're trading at. Great job on St. Jude. Such a great charity. Can you look at AMZN? How far can it fall? AMZN. How far can AMZN fall? Whoa. I would first watch 3,177, and then I would watch 3,126. The farther Amazon falls, the better of a buy it becomes. Amazon is not going anywhere. If you see it somewhere, the closer to 3,000, honestly, the better. If for some weird reason you see Amazon at 2,881, these previous lows, I mean, that's a steal. That is a steal of a long-term investment. If it gets there, I have no idea if it will. We have this gap. I bet it does eventually do this gap fill. Maybe not tomorrow, but sometime in the future, I bet AMZN comes back. And I know it's an expensive stock, but you could also do fractional share buying. The farther it goes down, the better. I wouldn't be getting in right now because I do think it has more downside personally. My first interesting target myself would be 3,125, but 3,000 or sub 3,000, I would be loading up on a sizable amount of AMZN. AMC, finna go green on the day. The red-green move is at 33.47, so very close to this breakout. But IWM turning back around, AMC turning back around. Robinhood very much trying to hold on before an actual breakdown to, I would imagine the next stop would be the high 45s, but it's trying to hold on at 47.50, and I don't know if it will or won't. That's why we're watching it. You never know, but if it does not bounce back up above 48.30, I think that increases the odds of a breakdown and a capitulation to the high 45s. Amazon getting crushed, Tesla getting crushed. Tesla's not really related to the overall market right now. This is much more of the autopilot being investigated by the National Highway something something authority or administration, something like that. Hey, Matt, check out the definition of insider trading on Investopedia. If there's one message we need to get out there to the government, payment for order flow is insider trading. No, I don't necessarily agree with that. Payment for order flow, insider trading is the insider to the company. It's not like the trades. Payment for order flow is a relationship between a broker and a market maker, broker and market maker. And basically they're saying, send your orders to us, we're going to fulfill it. Insider trading is like, you know, something about the company that is not public information. As in, commonly you're inside the company, or you have a connection to be inside the company of like, oh, they're about to announce that they're going to be earnings and that is not publicly disclosed yet. That's more of insider trading. They're not gonna, the SEC, FINRA, and the related lawyers are not gonna say payment for order flow is insider trading. Shout out, Dan. That's a very good point, Space Ape. And just to make it clear, insider trading obviously bad, payment for order flow obviously bad. I'm against both. I'm just saying that they're not one and the same. But both against bad. Oh, and also that's why pinned to the top of chat. That's why I'm talking about public. Because right now, public is a free brokerage for the US. So if you're in the US, that's good. If you're outside, sorry, public's not going to work for you. But it's not just payment for order flow. It's what does payment for order flow do? It gives market makers, Citadel Securities and Virtu, an asymmetric data advantage. So you have some people like Fidelity, who even though they don't do payment for order flow, you need to go out of your way to route the orders through Active Trader Pro. If you're just using Fidelity without routing your own orders, that is not good enough, because most of those orders, as we know, are still going to Citadel Securities if you're not intentionally routing them yourself. But that's what I like about public. Free trading, you can get up to $70 of free stock when you sign up. But then on top of that, all of the orders are routed directly to a lit exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, IEX, no market makers, no dark pools, all to a lit exchange, and it's still free trading. You get free stock when you sign up. To me, it's such an obvious win-win. I don't know why you wouldn't sign up. Even you can have multiple accounts. If you want to keep your Webull, I have my Webull account for charting now. Like I like its charting, but I'm not going to use it for trading because of payment for order flow. So basically, I use my Webull for charting, and then I use public for all my future trading on stocks. It's that simple. And I see no downside to it really whatsoever. It's free trading, you get free stock, and you're not doing payment for order flow. You don't have to spend a dime. It's that simple. Matt, your number. What about my number? If you want this, it's pinned to the top of chat. It's public.com/MattScores/Matt Yeah, Robinhood, man, it's days like this that are kind of fun. You have AMC going green. It's cents away from going green. And then you have Robinhood going red, breaking down. I think Robinhood, we're going to see additional capitulation. All right, where else are we at? GME also, I guess, coming back a little bit. People are saying, let's throw GME back up here. We just need GME to get some volume, to get some excitement. It's where's its red green move? 162.52. So let's do this. We just hang on. Why does it do it like that? There we go. Ooh, look at this. Boom goes the dynamite on AMC. We just have a nice dynamite candle right there. Boom, boom. Haha, AMC making that move to 34. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, IWM come. This is perfect. AMC green, Robinhood red, GME about to also go green. Haircut day, all this stuff. Derek, I don't know I really do need to get sponsored by a hearing aid company. Webull does payment for order flow. Why do you use them? I just said I use them for charting. I'm not placing my trades through them. I don't know how to be. I need to get a hearing aid sponsor because I think someone out there, like a lot of you, as I could see from these keyboard warrior comments, like I need to start just gifting a bunch of pair of hearing aids because like something's just not connecting there. It's really, really not connecting. All right. Interesting level, 34.48. This is the high from Friday, just our next intraday target at this point. Obviously 34, nice round level. Confirmed, I am hearing impaired since birth. We'll take, all right, Big Bob, you'll be the first one. Puts on ears. Adam P. All right, so AMC looking good. It's officially green on the day. Just tapped 33.97. So let's watch how it reacts to 34. And then I'm really watching 34.50, just the high from Friday. GME looking to also go green on the day. It's about 50 cents away. Actually getting very, right there. Ding, ding, ding. GME just went green on the day. So AMC green on the day, GME green on the day, Robinhood red on the day. And it's at the point of if it can't hold on to here, I think we see about a $2 drop. What brokerage do you think has the most AMC investors? What brokerage? Probably Webull right now, if I had to guess, just because of when the community started to explode in size. That was the main one that everyone was on, was Webull. And I know people are transferring off now, but not everyone's transferring to the same account. And that's just a guess, but I don't have the exact metrics on it, but I would assume it's Webull. But obviously we're coming down from that high water mark because a lot of people are switching to public, they're switching to Fidelity. But I just need to make this clear. You don't have to transfer your shares. Payment for order flow is all about your new buying. It doesn't matter, like if you already bought on Robinhood or Webull, it's a done deal. You already engaged in payment for order flow. You transferring stock does not undo that. It's all about your future buys that you want to avoid payment for order flow. So if you want to do your future buys on whatever, Interactive Brokers, Fidelity, Public, that's great. But you don't have to transfer. Like you'll just have stock on 2 different brokerages. I mean, I have like 10 different brokerage accounts opens. I don't use them all, but I just have the account. You don't have to like close the account out. Lost my baby sister Megan in a tragic car accident last night, and sent prayers for the family. I now hold for David. That I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry. You're definitely Godspeed. You are 100% in my thoughts. Good morning, Apes. Have a beautiful week. Great job on St. Jude, everyone, especially you, Coach. Now they have more money to research children. Matt, why do you buy everything on Webull? Just playing. What's going on, Sam? Ortex tweet over 25 minutes ago, please. All right, I'll check it out. Are they just announcing that the FTD numbers are live? This is from Wrench Capital. AMC goes green, 119,000 contracts traded thus far, 63% calls, 37% puts. All right, and you were telling me to check out Vortex. Yeah, the data for the second half of July is out. Yeah, we went over the FTD. So the numbers are still there as of July 30th. It was 160,000, which is still obviously 160,000, but the numbers for late June were considerably higher. We were talking millions at that point. Jennifer becoming an astronaut. I appreciate you joining up. Jennifer. An official astronaut. Morning, Matt. Nice hair. Shout out. Not a hedge fund. Matt, I have 650 calls for expiration 629 HL. They're about to trade X dividend in the next 3 days. Your thoughts, not financial advice, of course. HL. Let's check out HL. All right. We're seeing boom goes the dynamite in both AMC and GME. Double bottom at 47. on Hood? Randy, if I'm being honest with you, I'm not liking HL. It's just trending downward, and I don't see any, like, it's not bottoming. It doesn't look like it's bending back around, and you're playing it for this week. I just don't think you have enough time. It might bend back around, but I don't know anything about the company. I know HL, isn't that a free stock a lot of people were getting a while ago from like way back when, I think on Robinhood, but the stock itself, like the technicals, it's just down, down, down. I don't see any buyers stepping in quite yet. All right. What else do we have going on? Any other big, let's quickly check out crypto. Bitcoin 46,000, Ethereum 3,232, Cardano ADA is at 212. I'm loving Cardano. Doge is at 33 cents. The next one I'm really, really considering picking up, and just because so many people are telling me about it, is Polygon Matic. It seems awesome. And there's a lot of enthusiasm behind it. So I think I want to do a video where, would you guys like a series where, like, so I want to make this clear. I'm in no way a crypto expert. In fact, I need to learn. And I was thinking about a cool way that we could all learn together. And I was thinking that what we could do is maybe just whatever I see to be the most highly discussed one. So like right now, I see a lot of people talking about Polygon and Matic. I was thinking I could just make a series where I go from really not knowing much to just like a full deep dive on what that crypto is actually all about. So if you guys would like that, let me know, and I'll just do like, I'll start from nothing. I'll do research, try to put it together, and just in like, I don't know, like a 10, 15-minute video, give other people who are in my situation who might not know anything about it, what it is, its pros, its cons, like kind of almost like a journalistic deep dive into like what an individual coin is. And the way I'll pick them is I'll let you guys pick, and I'll just go with the most popular ones, and then I'll just run down the list. Shout out to IB, use them for option. How does payment for order flow affect options trading? It never really affects the actual, well, I guess it would in the way of you could still just be widening the spread. But remember, payment for order flow, that's what the market maker ends up sending the brokerage. So if they do it, but I thought Interactive Brokers also was non-payment for order flow. I believe, like, wasn't that their thing that the CEO went on? He's like, we don't do that. That they do. I thought Interactive Brokers was non-payment for order flow, but whether for stock or for options, it's a relationship between the market maker and the broker. The broker's like, I will send you these orders, and you can execute the orders the way they would be executed on a lit exchange or a dark pool. You execute them, and in return, you give us money. Matt, HL is a mining company. Dividend date of record is 820. So will that bring the price up closer to the 20th theoretically? No. No, it wouldn't theoretically. What platform would you recommend purchasing crypto right now? And I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of crypto experts that have other opinions, but I've been having a lot of fun, and it's super easy to use on Voyager. Voyager.com. Oh, is it invest? Hang on. Voyager. What is the website? Investvoyager.com is the website, but the name of the app is Voyager. I just like it because it's easy. I mean, when I first found out about it back when Doge was running months ago, like when it was starting to pick up, like breaking out above 10 cents, I was like, how can I get it? And a lot of people were like, dude, just try out Voyager. It's a newer app. Like I think it's been up for less than a year. I just want to show you all the coins, but it was so easy. I just downloaded it and I put money in and I bought Voyager. Like I went from not even knowing what it was to owning Doge in about 20 to 30 minutes. And so I just want to make this clear that it's not technically a wallet for all of these. For many of these, it's a wallet, but not for all of them, if that particularly matters to you. But for all the main ones, it's still going to act as a wallet. But here's all the supported coins. So you can download it. And if you want to get a bonus of $25 of Bitcoin, it's in the description of the video, but the code is just MATT, M-A-T-T, 21 MATT 21 when you download Voyager, and you're going to get some extra Bitcoin as a bonus as soon as you trade $100 worth of any crypto. So basically, if you trade $100 worth of Bitcoin, you're going to get a $25 buffer because you're going to get then awarded 25 extra dollars worth of Bitcoin. Interactive Broker's free account is payment for order flow. Interactive Broker's pro account is not payment for order flow. Okay, great. Oh, so someone's talking about New York. Yeah, so if you're in the state of New York, your state government hates crypto. You're not going to be able to use many brokerages or even crypto trading. The best thing for you is going to be Gemini. You're going to want to look into Gemini. That's the only one, the main one I hear of that's going to be supported. But there's so many. I mean, there's Kraken, there's Uphold, there's Gate, there's Coinbase, there's Voyager, there's Gemini. There's so many. And I don't want to speak illy about those. Like, I'm just saying right now, I have money on my Coinbase account, I have money on my Voyager account, and I have money on my BlockFi account. You can find those in the description of the video. I just wanted to shout out Voyager because it was comically easy. It was so easy. I went from not knowing what it was to 30 minutes later owning Dogecoin. Can you also teach the community about unstoppabledomains.com as it pertains to making crypto trading easier between apes? Yeah, I mean, Adam, I'd have to look into it. I've heard about unstoppable domains, but I'm not saying like I would be an authority to speak on it. Shout out to the highly honors. Shout out Mr. Top D1. Justin Ferrero, if you could do me a favor, when you go through with your Voyager, or any of you, if you use the code MATT, M-A-T-T 21, when someone does that, like, I want to make sure it works because I've been hearing weird things about it. Like, some people says it does, or it doesn't. And I'm just getting some mixed feedback. So if any of you decide to sign up for Voyager today, could you just like DM me on Twitter and tell me if it did or didn't work, if that code, because I don't want to be pitching a code that's not getting people their free Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm going to get pissed off and like I want to talk to that company. So if someone could just like confirm to me, yes, I use that code, and yes, I also got the free Bitcoin. That's like just what I want to make sure. Just to make sure. Watching, I finally figured out how to become a sniper with options. No more shotgunning options at open. No, sir. Big Bob, you're putting a smile on my face. TMI's avocado. I think we have an idea for the next shirt fundraiser. I think I need to make a 354 shirt. People got all jacked up about me talking about Charlie. I was like, 354. That's probably the next one. At home in NEPA and it still sucks. Stay in Philly. Jason, what's going on? I mean, I like this space. I think sometimes Philly, I feel like almost like too like sardine. There's too many. I like my space. I don't want to see my neighbors. But I know you're not going to get space really in Philly, but relative to how my life was in New York, of like the space and the people, still better. Just so much more expensive for so much less space. Don't sleep on AMC right here. We just exceeded the high from Friday, which is very, very good. But really, so this is the high on Friday, but I just want to make it clear. The main thing I'm actually watching now that we're here is actually 35. So let's keep this cruising, but AMC looking good, GME looking good. Tesla might be finally bending back around. Look for it to actually get above 385. If it goes above 385, right now I'm invested in Tesla for the long run, but in my like account that I pay attention to, I'm not actively trading Tesla. If you were short on Tesla, and if this gets above 385 and it holds, you might want to lock in some of your profits. This might be the bottom. I mean, it just got demolished by like $33. So you don't want to get too greedy with it. Don't want to get too greedy with it. But AMC is on its way. Cruising, folks. Matt, if AMC is something you strongly believe in, why not invest all instead of diversifying like you had mentioned to do? Because I still have a certain duty to this community for like legitimate education. That's not, and I wouldn't do that anyway because I also still like GameStop. I mean, I have a large amount of my portfolio is in AMC and GME, but no, if I see opportunity to make money, as in shorting Hood, seeing what's going on with Tesla, talking about crypto, yes, we are still. If you make more money in other things, that means you have more money to go into AMC. Lorenzo, you're coming off, you probably didn't, maybe you meant to do it, but you're coming off as a keyboard warrior. It doesn't make sense. If I was not actively trading, I would never have more money to then put into these other plays. Let's say in a scenario that I only had $10,000, I put it into AMC at the start, I would still only have $10,000 of money to put into AMC. But on the other hand, because people are making other good solid trades, you can generate more money and then buy more AMC. That's exactly how I was able to leverage up and get more and more AMC and be able to buy more shares and get more options and buy more shares. And like, it's all about AMC goes up by two things. Well, really one thing, more demand, which is more buying. How do you get more buying? You either have to have original apes or apes in the community buy more AMC, but they might run out of money. So then you need people who are not in the community to come in. But what it is you need more money flowing into AMC. And one of the ways to get more money instead of just sitting there, if you're fully tapped, is to make other good trades, generate money from that, and then funnel that back into AMC, GME, or wherever you want to funnel it to. If you want to pay off your Sangria Cheez-It bill or your mortgage or something like that, that's all good. So I think the mindset's bad, but also I'm here to teach people more about the market. I am not going to exclusively watch AMC every single second of every single day. I have it up, but we also talk about other things because people are here to learn. Thoughts on Apple puts since of the bad news concerning privacy? What's going on with Apple? Apple. If you did it, that's very fair. But just know you're gonna have to risk 150. So if you're okay with risking that $3 mark, yeah, you'd have to risk 150. So if you're okay with that, and if you think it's gonna break down, because I don't necessarily know what's going on with this privacy thing, but obviously it doesn't sound the best. But if it gets worse, you can get some capitulation there. It's just, what is your risk point? Dude, stop acting like you're some kind of teacher. You're the Messiah. Also, you got a favorite NFL team. Want to make sure you're not an Eagles fan. So MVP, I think you're about to get mad. But here, let me explain some of the important parts of, I guess, my NFL journey. So I grew up in Northeast PA, which is AKA middle of nowhere. And when you're in the Northeast PA, you're equidistant to the Jets, the Giants, the Eagles, the Bills, and you're not equidistant, but because it's still in PA, you have also a lot of people who are Steelers fans. So I was caught in between all of those, the Eagles, the Steelers, the Bills, the Jets, and the Giants. And when you're not that close, you don't develop some sort of, like, I guess, devotion to these because you're not really there, and the region wasn't all supportive of one, so it was weird. So it wasn't until I went to Penn State that was like, shout out, we are. That wasn't until the first time that I really got behind a team because I felt like it was my team. And then from there, when I graduated college, I was like, this is a bit weird, because I went to DC, and even that, like, I know the Washington football team, they're over in Maryland, so I didn't really feel a devotion to them. And then after DC, but I did end up really liking the Capitals for hockey. I felt like that was like the first hockey team I got behind. And then I moved up to New York. And in New York, I moved in January of 2020. So I was all excited to go to either a Jets game or a Giants game, especially with Giants because they got Saquon Barkley, who went to Penn State. So shout out to Saquon. So I was excited to go there, but because of obvious reasons, no one was going to games. But I ended up going to an XFL game, like that spin-off football league that Vince McMahon was trying to run. And so I went to a Guardians game. So I love the Guardians. I hope that that league comes back. I had a blast watching the XFL. But since then, well, also throughout this entire thing, my completely real girlfriend, she's like born and bred through and through Philly, like all Philly teams. She likes Penn State and she likes all Philly teams. So I feel like relationship wise, it was like, okay, I was like, the Eagles kind of make sense. But now that I'm here, if I end up going to my first professional game and it's an Eagles game, I'm going to have to be an Eagles fan. That's how it works. Like, I'm lost. I'm a lost little duckling. I'm 27, and I feel like I don't have an NFL team just because of how my life has been. My parents weren't really into the NFL, so it wasn't like there was a team that my whole life like I've heard about. But now through my girlfriend, her family, and also where I am, if that ends up being my first game, like I'm going to have to just for the remainder of my life be an Eagles fan. I don't make the rules. It's just, it is how it is. Fun fact, Capitals owner also owns DC and Baltimore XFL teams. You're from Pennsylvania? Exactly. So overall, this is, I mean, you're probably going to get mad, but this upcoming season, I am rooting for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. I know some of the Cowboy fans out there are going to get mad. You're going to unsubscribe. And I can't even say that I'm like some hardcore, like I know everything about the Eagles. It's just like, this is, I guess, how fandom goes. But yeah, so for me, go Birds. I'll be supporting them this year. All right. AMC is on the move above 35. Let's do some quick technicals. Voyager, remember the cats. The code is Matt21, Matt21. Someone DM me and let me know that it works. I want to make sure you're actually getting the free Bitcoin that you deserve. But let's do some breakdowns of what we're watching. So this is why I was watching 35. Resistance, support. 35 was important. The next level I'm going to care about, I guess 37. I mean, I think we might be maybe not the clearest sailing, but some sailing up to 37 for sure. So I think that's the next major watch is $1.70 higher than where we are right now. AMC's up 5.5% on the day. GME's up 3%, trading at 167. IWM, look at this cup coming right back around. And Robinhood, if it can't get above this, I still think we could go down, down, down. We do have a double bottom off of 47 on Robinhood. Mexican Batman, go Cowboys. Any comment on Clove? Clove. Yeah, it does not look good at all. And I know some people have been trying to pump it, but I mean, I've been asked about this for now the past 2 trading days. If it can't hold 770, I think there's even more downside. But I see no buying. I see no demand. People are not stepping in to buy it. What do you think about CRW 917 250 calls? I think it could be a good swing trade, assuming it can bounce off of the 231 resistance. Off of the 231 resistance. No, I think there's more downside. So if you're looking at the daily chart, I think the closer to 220, 225, the better is where I would try to maybe look for a reversion play. I think 231, maybe that's the low that we see. But to me, somewhere between 227, 204, 221. Yeah, I really think 220 to 225 is like a better target to try to create a long position for the short term. But I do like CrowdStrike, CRWD. I'm a fan of the company. I do think it's going to swing back. I think it's just more of a question of when. Unstoppable domains allows you to input 40 plus personal crypto wallets with one receipt name to route. Your address could be superchatmat.crypto. I love that. I'll have to look into it, Adam. I appreciate that. Unstoppable domains. Unstoppable. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see what it is all about. I don't know what the I have to look into it. So I talked to them, I think, a little bit ago, and it looks like the ones I would want are all protected. Yeah, so it looks like they already protected mine for me. I'll have to talk to them and look a little bit more into it, but that could be cool. I kind of like that. Like one receipt name for all these different wallets. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Shout out Transparency Project 37 EOD. I would love it. I honestly hope it happens sooner. And like I'm looking for like 40, 42. Imagine a breakout of 42 today on today of all days. You know, let's be honest. So if you look at the chart of AMC, I get that there was crazy excitement in late May, early June, but really the chart didn't do well for the remainder of June, but everyone's excitement in what was going on carried us through the end of June. But let's just be very, very honest about the chart action, not what we like to see whatsoever. So really, we had, let's say, the second half of June, all of July, and now the first half of August. It's been boring. People are fighting. It's causing drama and infighting in the community. But it really, really does feel like we're starting to finally turn back around. So all of July, half of June, half of August, we had 2 months of watch and paint dry, of not fun. But like it I don't know, maybe I'm being naively optimistic, but it really does feel like we're developing some momentum. It feels like something is changing. And like I don't know, I see this day in, day out, but I even see it in people's attitudes. We're seeing it in the volume. We're seeing it in, I don't know, something about it, but it does feel like things are bending back around. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm 100% off base, but someone let me know. But it really, I feel like we went through 8 to 10 weeks of kind of like crap. And now finally, it's like, okay, something's alive. People are more energetic, like something good. I don't know. Momentum. We're building it up. It's just like we were in a clear bear trend, but now it's coming back to life. Check out the day chart and draw the trend line. Looks like it's popping out finally. Let me do that. Let me do that. It does depend. I mean, obviously, you could connect it from many different. Yeah, I mean, right there. Look at this daily chart. If you're connecting some of this stuff, it depends on like where you're going to connect it, obviously. Um, but man, if you connect it here, that's a breakout. So if you want to be even more conservative, you could say there's a big breakout, right? Like still it comes down to 40, 42. So depending on which ones you connect, you can say we're near a breakout. We're either at a breakout, getting close to one, but the official one, the worst way to draw it, the breakout would still come right around the 40 to 42. So another reason that level is so important. So previously, way back here when I was tweeting about, 1450, game over, like we're going to see huge rips. I honestly kind of think that somewhere, I don't have the exact price level, probably 46. I think I'm saying this on August 16th. Feel free to write this down in your diary. But I think if we get above and hold 46.55, I think AMC is going to rip. I don't know where it's going to rip to, but I think we're going to get some crazy, crazy movement. If we get above and hold and trade good volume above 46.55, that would be my equivalent to previously of what we saw of 14.54. I think that would lead to round two of a huge movement. I don't know the percentage move. I don't know the size. I just think above that, momentum will flow in. We're going to see gamma squeezes, short squeezes. I think we're going to see pure insanity. And I mean, I would not sleep if we got above that level. Tesla down because of some federal investigation. Yeah, because of the Farva. Farva's looking into him. Hey Matt, how do I get in contact with Voyager to change my phone number? I'm assuming there's some sort of like contact support email to reach out to. I don't really have like I'm not at the level of importance that I have a personal contact at Voyager. Jose, becoming an astronaut. I appreciate you joining up. Matt, see all the red for the two squeeze stocks, AMC and GME. Marcus off is causing banks to demand high buyback. Come on, man. I wouldn't put it together like that. You can't look at trillions of dollars of the overall market selling off and say that's why AMC and GME is up. Correlation is not causation. Win this mother of all short squeezes, I will buy you an Eagles season ticket and play off tickets in Houston now, but always be an Eagles. Oh, you're in Houston now, but will always be an Eagles fan. We'll be in Philly and go Penn State. Pin this, didn't forget. Always will be an ape. Jesse. It feels like they changed the AMC algorithm around 10:09. Yeah, I mean, that's just when we saw buyers pour in. Thoughts on Sono Tiblio play? 42.50 looks rough. Sono, I don't know if it's a bullish play or a bearish play, but let me just let you know how I would play it. Oh, were there calls? Is that the run up? I mean, I wouldn't chase it right now. When you see this run up like this, it sounds like the calls are coming in, but don't chase. It's just, yeah, you're chasing by like the tune of $5. It says a lot of call options, so I wouldn't want to bet against the big money. But if I didn't know about the big money, I'd probably want to play against it and play a gap fill to 38 or 35.40, something like that. But it probably beat on earnings. People ran it up, and I don't know how long it's going to last, but it would be a no play for me. I just don't like it right now. AMC ripping harder than the morning after a buffet of gas station burritos. Happy Monday, Apes. Shout out Dan Smith. Shout out, shout out. Shout out, shout out. All right, what else do we have going on here? How's SPRT looking? Ooh, it was looking good. Then it was getting hit. I don't like that. What else do we have going on? Penn is at 68. Roblox is taking a hit. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to sell some Roblox covered calls. Roblox. Let me look at the daily. 94. Right. Options, single option call. I'm going to look at all right, selling a covered call. Easy peasy lemon squeezies. I love covered calls. I love covered calls. They say AMC traded at 5,000 a share in dark pools. Is that possible? It is not. That is just, you don't trade at a different price. Dark pools, lit exchanges, and market makers, they all trade within the NBBO. To say that AMC traded at 5,000 in a dark pool It's literally never done that. Maybe $5,000 worth, maybe that amount of shares added up to 5K, but nowhere ever was a single share of AMC traded at 5,000. Ever. I promise you that. It's just people not understanding what a dark pool is or how dark pools work or anything like that. Dark pool trading at 3,500 to 5,000. No, it's traded every single AMC trade ever in the history of AMC stock has been below whatever that is, $77. I know there was some like pre-market trading here. Every single trade of AMC in the history of the world has been between $0 and $77.30. It is never, ever traded higher above 77.33. And the day that happened, I guess, was the morning of June 3rd or the evening of June 2nd. Dark pools don't trade at a different price. Dark pools are trading at the price that AMC is currently trading at. It's still the NBBO, the National Best Bid and Offer. Dark pools don't have like some other secret market where AMC is trading at a completely disconnected value. That's not how it works. Ask yourself that. Why would anyone buy it at 5,000? Do you know how dumb you would have to be? Why would you spend $3,500 to $5,000 on AMC when you could come apparently to any other venue and just buy it for $35.30? Who would spend that money? It just logically it doesn't make sense, but other than that, like it's not how it works. People are trying to argue that there's like some other price, there's some second book system. No, that is all wrong. There's no evidence of it. No one else. There's just like hardcore conspiracists in this community that support that, but no Wall Street whistleblower has ever said it. There's no evidence of it. It doesn't pass the litmus test of logic. There's an entire array of reasons why we know AMC is never traded at somewhere between $3,500 to $5,000 a share. The highest it's ever traded is $77.30. Kind of hoping AMC stays in the low 30s until I sell my house at the end of the month, then I can buy a ton more. Ugly George W on the 5-minute, good or bad for the market. Are you looking at the S&P 500? On the 5-minute. Yeah, somewhat of like, I guess 443. If it bounces, that would be good. A George W or a double bottom pattern, if you haven't heard of George W, is a more of a bullish one. I would want to see the continuation up to just above 444. Hedges borrowed almost all the shares. Oh, brother, what's going on? Let's get some actual numbers, specific numbers to that. So right now there's actually been a net return and we are at 92% utilization. So there's about, I don't know, 10 more million to go that they could be borrowed across like all brokerages. Robinhood or Webull won't let me set a high limit order above the current price, trying to cover when the squeeze is. Yeah, because they only let you price it at like somewhat close to the current one. For right now, I don't have like any stop on my AMC or GME because it's not going to happen that quickly. You don't have to worry about like, I guess, missing it. Okay, so this is it for the morning. I will be back at 2 p.m. right as soon as this ends. You are all more than welcome to continue your conversation and kind of, I guess, do whatever you want until up to 2 p.m. We will be streaming it on the backup channel right here, Matt Kohrs Clips. It's about to run. I don't know why you can't see it, but it's about to go live on Matt Kohrs Clips. It should be sitting. Where is it? I don't know. It's streaming here. It's going to be up by 11:15. So you guys could all hang out there, continue your conversation and see what's going on. But this is the channel, Matt Kohrs Clips. Other than that, don't forget about Public. If you want the free stock, free trading, no payment for order flow. And if you want to get crypto, don't forget to check out Voyager. The code for that is MAT21, MAT21. I will catch you at 2 p.m. Eastern. This is just the morning show. I will also be doing the afternoon show. Very exciting though. AMC looking good, GME looking good, Robinhood looking like crap. It's a good day to be a member of Ape Nation. I will see you very, very soon. And don't forget, from me and Chair, best of luck in the markets.